This is about your daughter. She is facing a tremendous. Talk to him after. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says, listen carefully, for what is coming now is not to be dismissed or delayed. It is an emergency unlike any other, and you must take every word that follows as sacred instruction from the heavens. The air around you may feel normal. The sun may still rise and set, but something deeply hidden has begun to stir, and it concerns your daughter. Do not tell anyone what you are about to hear. Not even the person you trust the most. This is for your ears, your spirit, your soul alone. Archangel Michael is trembling as he delivers this message. For it is heavier than all he has carried for you before. This time, he says, it's about your daughter. She is facing something tremendous and the veil has just been torn. Now you must act. What you thought you knew is about to be challenged. What you believed was under control is not. And what you were never told has just been revealed to the heavens. You must understand there are things that have been deliberately kept from you. There have been meetings behind closed doors. There have been secrets concealed by smiling faces. And while you were living, trusting, breathing peace into your days, the enemy was whispering poison into your daughter's path. Not everything you see is what it seems. You believed she was safe. But safety in this world is often a fragile illusion. A decision was made in the unseen realms last night, and it shifted everything. The enemy planned for something final, something irreversible. But heaven intervened at the final hour. And now this message is being delivered to you, chosen one, with urgency. The clock is ticking. Do not ignore this. Archangel Michael saw something terrifying, and his sword was nearly not enough. He fought through dimensions to reach you. With this, he is not just asking. You are being commanded to listen. Your daughter is in the middle of a silent battle. You may not see the signs on her face. You may not hear the storm in her voice. But her spirit has been crying out. And last night the cry reached the throne of God. The earth shook in silence. The angels were summoned. The book was opened. And your name was written beside hers. You are the one appointed to uncover what they tried to bury. Someone has tried to erase her truth. Cover her voice and blind your eyes to it. But no more. This morning, something was left outside her window. Something that was not there yesterday. She may not have noticed it, but the angels did. It's a sign, a warning, and it's connected to someone from her past. A man with a quiet face, but dangerous intentions. He came close again. Too close. But he didn't know the angels were watching. God stopped something horrible from happening just seconds before it did. And now you must know why. There is a woman, someone you once trusted, who knows what's happening but has kept it from you. This woman smiled in your face. She even blessed your daughter once, but behind your back, she exchanged words with someone who meant your child harm. She told him things she never should have. She opened a door that allowed darkness to step in. Not physically, spiritually. And now that door is still open. You must close it. Archangel Michael says, speak her name aloud. You will know who she is by the coldness you suddenly feel in your chest when her name forms on your lips. That's the confirmation. Do not wait. She has been feeding information to the wrong spirit. Your daughter's mind has been under attack. Thoughts she never had before are suddenly showing up. Emotions that don't belong to her are suddenly filling her. She has started to feel things that are not hers. These are spiritual imprints placed by an unseen enemy. That's why she's confused. That's why she's withdrawing. That's why something in her eyes has changed. God says it's not her fault. She's under spiritual surveillance by those who fear what she could become. Her destiny is enormous. She carries something ancient inside her. That's why they're trying so hard to stop her. But they will not win if you listen now. Michael says there is an object in your home that does not belong anymore. It was given to you or to your daughter as a gift. You may have thought it was innocent, but it is not. That object carries an energy that is not of heaven. You need to search for it. When you find it, don't just throw it away. Bury it. Burn a prayer over the ashes, and anoint the area where it used to sit. This will break one of the chains around your daughter's mind. She may suddenly feel lighter after you do this. That will be your sign. Last night, your daughter dreamed of something, but she hasn't told you. She doesn't know how to explain it. She saw someone who looked like you, but wasn't you. The voice was different. The smile was wrong. That was a spiritual warning. The enemy is trying to distort how she sees those closest to her. That dream was heaven's way of showing her what to avoid. You need to ask her gently, not directly. Mention dreams. If she tells you about the figure she saw, you'll know this message is true. Do not pressure her. Her spirit is fragile right now. But her soul is still protected. There's also something she was supposed to receive by now. A letter, an acceptance, a message of opportunity, but someone blocked it. A person in a position of authority intercepted it. They told her they didn't receive it. That was a lie. It arrived. They just didn't give it to her. Why? Because her rising threatens their control. They fear what she will expose. This person is close to her education, her job, or her spiritual training. They appear kind. But God sees the truth. That message will resurface in the next 7 days. But you must prepare her spirit to receive it. Otherwise, she will miss it again. You are being chosen as her guardian in this moment. Not just in the physical, but in the divine. She needs you to fight in prayer for her now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. The enemy is watching her movements. He has assigned a spirit of sabotage to follow her. But it cannot touch her when you stand in front of her in the spirit. Michael says, raise your voice. Say her name in a strong tone and declare out loud that her mind, her body, and her soul belong to the kingdom of light. Do this 3 times before she sleeps. Even if she doesn't hear you, the angels will hear. The power will break. There's also a phone call you missed recently. You ignored it or were too busy to answer. That call was not random. It was someone trying to reveal a secret, but they got afraid and hung up. They will try again in exactly 3 days. Answer the phone even if you don't recognize the number. Ask no questions. Just listen. It will all make sense. That phone call will connect the dots between your daughter's pain and someone else's guilt. Your daughter also has a journal, a notebook, or something she writes in privately. She's written something there that will make your spirit tremble. She's confessed a pain she didn't feel safe telling anyone aloud. Heaven says, if you find it, do not judge her. Do not cry in front of her. Just hold her. Say nothing. The time for words will come. But right now, she needs your presence more than your advice. There is a boy or man who used to be in her life and you were unsure about him. You had a strange feeling but never acted on it. That was your discernment warning you. He is trying to come back. You may not see it yet, but he's been asking about her through others. He has changed, but not for the better. He is bitter and he blames her for things he never had the courage to face in himself. If he returns, shut the door. This time for good. Even if your daughter says she's okay with it, even if she seems strong enough, God says no. He carries spiritual infections that she is not yet strong enough to resist. There is also a number that will begin to repeat around you. This number will be your confirmation. You may see it on clocks, receipts, license plates. It could be 411, 911, or 717. When you see it, pause and pray. Something is shifting in the spiritual atmosphere around your daughter. The angels use numbers to prepare your spirit for action. That number will show up more frequently over the next few days. Do not ignore it. It's not a coincidence. It's the trumpet call in disguise. Michael says something else and this will shake you. He says there was a moment when your daughter almost didn't survive. She never told you, but she was close, very close. She thought no one would care. She didn't see her own worth in that moment, but an angel stood beside her bed and whispered light back into her. That moment changed everything. Since then, heaven has placed a mark on her. A golden glow that the enemy sees and fears. That's why the attacks are intensifying. But that glow also means she will overcome. She will rise. You are the bridge she must walk across now. If you become distracted, if you delay, the window may close. There are only a few days left to reverse what was meant for destruction. A date is approaching. God has not revealed the exact number, but it is soon. When that date comes, a confrontation will happen. Something will be said. A hidden truth will be exposed, and your daughter will look to you. Will you be ready to guide her? Will your spirit be firm enough to hold her truth? You must prepare now. Fast. Pray. Even if it's just one meal, even if it's just one prayer, heaven needs your agreement. The spiritual courtroom has already opened this case. You must speak as a witness. Speak in your prayer time. I stand as guardian for my daughter's spirit. No weapon formed against her shall prosper. I break every chain. I cancel every assignment of darkness. She is not alone. I hear her silent cry. I answer it in faith. Say this. Even if your voice shakes, your faith will make the difference. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. Michael weeps when he talks about what could have happened if heaven didn't intervene. But he also smiles now because he sees what's coming if you act in time. Your daughter's future is breathtaking. She will lead others. She will heal others. She will speak and chains will fall off others who've suffered silently like she has. But she must survive this season. This is the test before the triumph. Her silence is not rejection. It's protection. She's trying to keep you from worrying. But she's carrying more than she should. Break the silence. Let her know you see her, even if she denies it. Your spirit has been stirred for a reason. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. Heaven trusts you with this. This message was sealed with fire and delivered through 1,000 spiritual miles to land in your hands. It carries the breath of angels and the urgency of God Himself. What you do in the next 72 hours will shift everything. Open your eyes. Listen closely. The rescue has already begun. Do not tell anyone what you've read. This is between you, your daughter, and heaven. When the time comes, all secrets will be revealed. But for now, silence is your shield. Let Michael go before you. Let God speak through you. Your daughter's life, spirit, and destiny depend on this. God says the message is not over. What was started must be completed. Your spirit feels the weight because it knows this is not just another message. This is divine instruction wrapped in urgency, written in heaven's breath and sealed with Archangel Michael's tears. What is unfolding now is bigger than your comprehension. But you are not asked to understand it all, only to obey, to listen, to act. Because the moment you heard the first word, a chain was broken. And the moment you decided to continue reading, a veil began to lift over your daughter's life. Now listen again, for what comes next is even more sacred. There are people around your daughter who smile too wide. Their voices are soft, but their hearts are sharp. One of them calls her sister or friend or acts like a protector. But in the spirit realm, this person has a hidden agenda. They envy your daughter's light. They hate what they cannot become. They are part of the delay. This person has whispered doubt into your daughter's heart cleverly, quietly, like poison in sweet water. Your daughter hasn't recognized it yet, but she's beginning to feel confused about who she can trust. This false friend carries a shadow that darkens every room they enter. They pretend to support her, but behind closed doors, they laugh when she stumbles. Archangel Michael says, this person recently borrowed something from your daughter. It might have been a personal item, a piece of jewelry, a pen, a book, or even her trust. That borrowed thing was not returned clean. It was returned spiritually contaminated. This is why your daughter suddenly felt drained or sick afterward. This person knows more about spiritual energy than they pretend. They dabble. They experiment. And your daughter was the target. But God says, you are being equipped with spiritual sight. You will know who this is not by what they say, but by how your spirit reacts when they enter the room. Your chest will feel tight. Your hands may grow cold. Your heart will beat differently. This is divine alarm. Do not ignore it. A text message was deleted from your daughter's phone recently, not by her, but by someone else who had brief access. That message contained something she was meant to see. A warning, a truth, a confession. But it was erased before her eyes could land on it. The one who erased it thought the truth would never be known, but God says everything hidden will be brought into light. There is a copy of that message in the cloud in the invisible places, and it will resurface in a divine way. You'll see it in a different format through a different source, but the message will be clear. And when it comes, your spirit will know this is what they tried to hide. Now hear this part carefully. There is someone who prays for your daughter, someone not related by blood, someone older, a woman. She has been praying quietly, consistently without needing recognition. She doesn't even know your daughter that well. But her spirit was assigned to protect. She had a dream about your daughter last month. She saw her surrounded by fire, but the flames did not consume her. In the dream, she called out your daughter's name and a light appeared above her head. That light became a shield. That dream was real. That woman is being used as a spiritual guardian. Just as you are. You may not know her well, but she will reach out to you. She will say something simple like, "I've been thinking of your daughter lately." When she does, listen to her. God has given her a piece of the puzzle. Now, about the place your daughter visits often. Perhaps it's a school, a workplace, a friend's house, or even a spiritual place. There's a room there she doesn't feel comfortable in. She has never told anyone this, but whenever she steps inside, she feels like she's being watched. That feeling is not paranoia, it is accurate. There is an energy in that room that was left behind by someone who practiced manipulation, control, and emotional cruelty. Your daughter absorbs energy deeply. That room leaves her feeling smaller than she is. She walks out doubting herself every time. This is a spiritual environment, not just physical. She may love the people there, but the space itself is sick. She must either cleanse that space spiritually or spend less time in it. Anoint her belongings when she returns from that place. Wash her hands with water you've prayed over. It will neutralize what tries to cling to her. Michael says, "Your daughter almost spoke the truth to you 3 days ago." She paused. She hesitated. Then she smiled and changed the subject. She wanted to tell you everything. But something in her said, "They won't believe me." That hesitation wasn't her own thought. It was placed there. You need to revisit that conversation. Gently, softly, open that door again. Let her know she can speak. Let her know your ears are sacred ground. Your response will either break her silence or reinforce her fear. Choose carefully. There is a document, either digital or paper, that carries your daughter's name and a lie. That lie is small but powerful. It affects how others see her. It was written by someone who wanted to discredit her, delay her opportunities, or label her unfairly. That document still exists. God says, ask the Spirit to reveal it. When it is found, do not panic. Use wisdom. It will be corrected, and the one who wrote it will be exposed by their own handwriting. There is also something physical happening in your daughter's body. Fatigue, headaches, or emotional swings she doesn't understand. Doctors may say it's stress, but heaven says part of this is spiritual inflammation caused by emotional betrayal. When someone your daughter deeply loved lied to her, it wounded her body as well as her heart. Her cells still remember. Her immune system has been holding that memory. That is why her body sometimes reacts even when her mind thinks everything is fine. To heal her body, her spirit must first be heard. You must help her grieve in a way she never had time to allow her to express the betrayal. Then her body will begin to respond. God says she is gifted exceptionally, but her gifts have been hidden because she learned too early that being too different was unsafe. She tried to become small, quiet, acceptable. But heaven never made her to fit in. She is a spiritual pioneer, a breaker of generational curses, a voice that demons fear. But that calling has made her a target. She hears things. She senses things. And lately, she's been doubting herself because others don't understand her. But you do. Deep down, your spirit recognizes the fire in hers. You must speak it. Tell her she's not crazy. Tell her she's not too much. Tell her she was born for more than survival. That affirmation will light a fire in her that the enemy cannot touch. A choice is coming. She will be offered something soon that seems perfect on the outside, but on the inside it's a trap. It might be a relationship, a contract, a job, or an invitation. The enemy will disguise it beautifully. You must help her discern it. Look past the presentation. Ask, does this align with her highest calling? Or does it simply look good to others? If there's even a sliver of doubt, walk away. The wrong door can look like a golden opportunity, but be the beginning of spiritual captivity. Archangel Michael says, a spiritual inheritance is being activated for your daughter. Someone in your bloodline prayed long ago for the protection of the daughters in your family. That prayer was forgotten by many, but not by heaven. That prayer is opening now like a scroll being unsealed. Your daughter is the fulfillment of that prophecy. She is the one the enemy fears most. That's why the attacks intensified as she grew older. The enemy saw the glow getting brighter. He tried to extinguish it through heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, and confusion, but he failed. Her light is still here. Your job now is to make sure it grows. An angel stood at her bedside last night. Not to fight, but to whisper. The angel said, she is chosen. She must be protected. Speak to her and she will rise. Those words were meant for you. Speak life into her even if you don't have the full story. Speak love into her even when she's distant. Speak safety into her even when she seems withdrawn. Your words are weapons. Your voice is healing. Your faith is her covering. This is an emergency. Listen, it is not by accident that you're reading this right now. Heaven has made sure this reaches you in the exact moment it needs to. This is about your daughter. This is not something you can afford to ignore. Archangel Michael has come to stand right beside you now. He is urging you to remain calm, to stay grounded in prayer because the Spirit of God is about to reveal something that has been hidden, something that only you can be entrusted with. But God says, don't panic. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. And most of all, your daughter is not alone. God has not turned his face away from her. He is involved. He is watching. And He is working behind the scenes. Even now, God says, I need you to be still. I need you to breathe. I need you to listen with your spirit. This is not the time for fear. This is the time for faith. For though something tremendous is rising around your daughter, something heavy, something threatening to break her, heaven has already released protection. The weapons formed against her will not prosper. But I need you to hear me when I say this. Your role in this moment is sacred. You are being called to intercede in a way you never have before. I know your heart. I know how much you love her. I know the pain you feel when she suffers. I've counted every tear you've ever cried over her. And not one has gone unseen. Archangel Michael says, your daughter has entered into a spiritual battle. There are forces trying to press her down. Forces trying to confuse her mind, cloud her heart, and make her feel like giving up. She is facing voices that do not come from me. She's being whispered to by fear, anxiety, and shame. And some days she believes those voices. She may not say it out loud, but her soul is crying. You've sensed something, haven't you? You felt it in your spirit, even when you couldn't explain it. You've looked into her eyes and known, there was something more going on. You were right. God says, I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you because I trust you. I know you can handle this. I know you will pray. I know you will call on me. I know you will believe even when things seem blurry. Your daughter is not lost. She is not broken beyond repair. But she is being tested. She is walking through a fire. And I, the Lord your God, am walking through it with her. Don't tell anyone what I am telling you now, this is between you and me. This is between heaven and your soul. There are moments in life when secrecy is divine, when silence is sacred. You must protect your daughter not just physically but spiritually. Cover her in prayer. Speak blessings over her name. Even when you don't know what to pray, just say her name out loud to me. That is enough. I know what she needs. And I will move in response to your faith. Archangel Michael says, there are people around your daughter who do not have pure intentions. Some act like friends. Some smile at her while wishing for her failure. She may be unaware of it, but their presence is affecting her spirit. That's why lately she's been quieter. That's why her energy has felt different. That's why you've noticed changes in her mood, her sleep, her confidence. There is a spiritual war swirling around her, but heaven is not standing by silently. The angels are already active. Michael himself has been sent to wage war on her behalf. God says, your prayers will tip the scale. Your voice in heaven carries weight. You are not just her parent, you are her covering. You are her intercessor. When you pray, heaven listens. When you cry, I respond. When you lift her name in faith, the atmosphere shifts. Don't underestimate what happens when you pray. Even in whispers, even in tears, even in exhaustion, your love for her is a divine weapon. Right now, your daughter may be carrying secrets she feels too afraid to share. She might be wrestling with confusion, with insecurity, with things she thinks you wouldn't understand. But I understand, says the Lord. I see everything. And I am already making a way of escape for her. I am whispering truth to her soul, even as darkness tries to lie to her. I am planting seeds of strength in her spirit. You may not see it yet, but she is stronger than she realizes. She will come out of this not weaker but wiser, not destroyed but restored. This is not the end of her story. This is not where her light dims. This is the middle of a miracle in progress. Don't judge this moment too early. Don't think that the silence means defeat. I do my best work in the quiet. I do my greatest miracles in the dark places where no one else sees. And I will not fail your daughter. I will not abandon her. You may ask, Lord, what do I do? And I say just pray, just trust, just stand in faith. Speak life over her. Speak my promises over her. Lay hands on her gently when she sleeps, even if she doesn't know. Whisper my name in her direction. It is not your job to fix everything, it is your job to believe that I will. Archangel Michael is not leaving her side. He has encamped around her. He is blocking every arrow of the enemy. He is confusing every plan set against her. No matter what tries to rise against her, it will fail. No darkness will overtake her. No evil will succeed. You need only to be still and trust that I, the Lord, am moving even now. Your daughter is a light. She is called. She is anointed. Even if she doesn't know it yet, even if she's questioning who she is, she belongs to me. And what belongs to me cannot be stolen. The enemy will try, but he has no legal right to her soul. I paid for her. I sealed her. I claimed her long ago. I knew her when she was still forming in your womb. I set her apart. And now I'm reminding you so you can remind her. Do not speak fear over her. Speak faith. Don't say what the world says. Say what I say. She is healed. She is protected. She is loved. She is being transformed. Speak it until it manifests. Speak it until her atmosphere changes. Speak it until the heaviness lifts. I am telling you again, she is not alone. This moment is critical. This is a sacred hour. It is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment. You are being given spiritual sight. You are seeing beyond the surface. Don't dismiss what you feel. Don't ignore the nudges in your heart. They are from me. They are your signal to pray. Sometimes your daughter may even resist you. That's okay. Love her anyway. Cover her anyway. Even when she's quiet, even when she's distant, her spirit is reaching for help. God says, I am sending help. Not just spiritually, I am also sending people into her life who will guide her, encourage her, and speak my truth into her heart. You may not always be able to be there, but I will always send someone who is. Trust that. Rest in that you are doing better than you think. Your prayers are working even when you can't see it. Your love is covering her in ways she may never understand until she's older. Don't stop now. You are so close. This is not a loss. This is a turning point. She is on the edge of transformation. She is being shaped into the person I created her to be. And what the enemy meant for harm, I will turn for good. Archangel Michael says, you must not let discouragement drown your spirit. You must not let fear keep you from praying bold prayers. You must believe even if you're trembling, because heaven is watching how you respond. You are a soldier too, not just a parent. You are a warrior in prayer, and right now, your faith is your greatest weapon. This moment will pass. This storm will end. This trial will be a testimony. One day your daughter will speak of how she made it through, and she will say it was because someone prayed for her when she couldn't pray for herself. Someone believed in her when she didn't believe in herself. Someone kept showing up in the spirit, and that someone was you. God says, you are not forgotten. You are not alone. And neither is she. You have my full attention. I am leaning in. I am holding her hand in yours. I am shielding you both. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful in prayer. You just have to be real with me. Honest, present, willing. Don't tell anyone. Just come to me. Bring your burden. Bring your questions. Bring your worries. I can handle them. I already know them. Let me carry what is too heavy for you. You were not made to carry this weight. But I was. Let it go. Release it into my hands. I will not drop it. I will not forget. I will not fail. You have only a moment to decide. Will you believe? Will you act? Will you lift her name in prayer right now? Heaven is listening. This is your time, and I will honor your faith. I will respond to your love. I will show myself strong on your behalf and hers. She is your daughter, but she is also mine. Trust me, I am already working. If you believe in God, type Amen. Trembling bond between you and your daughter. You thought she was safe. You thought she was untouched. You thought she was beyond the snares that roam in silence. But Archangel Michael says there was a plot circling her. A hand that wanted to destroy her name, her innocence, her place. They wanted her caught. They wanted her chained. They wanted her blamed. And the truth is she just got busted with what does not belong to her. What she should never have carried, what she was never meant to hold. Heaven saw the moment it happened. The exchange, the setup, the hands that planted what they intended to ruin her life with. Heaven saw it all. And now heaven exposes it all. God says, don't collapse in fear, don't let your soul faint. Because though the revelation is heavy, the rescue is already moving. Michael has unsheathed his sword. And though your daughter looks surrounded, though it looks like shame is on her name, God has written her name in his book, and he will not let it be destroyed. The enemies laughed. They thought this was their final blow. But God says he will overturn it. He will scatter those who mocked, and he will lift your daughter in a way that her testimony will not be of destruction but of salvation. But you must listen. This is not the time to treat lightly what is divine. This is not the time to close your ears. God says, if you walk away from this word, you will cry so bitterly later because you will realize heaven was begging you to stay awake. You are not just a parent. You are her shield. You are the one God gave the authority to cover her in prayer, to speak her name in the courts of heaven, to call angels into her life. Archangel Michael says he has been standing by her side. But your voice, your agreement, your surrender to God in this moment is the final key that will break the chains they are trying to put on her. She just got busted. Yes. But what she got busted with was not born from her. It was planted around her. It was orchestrated. It was fabricated. God says the enemy is a liar. And though the earthly eyes may see evidence, the heavenly eyes see truth. And the truth is your daughter is marked for greatness. And that is why the enemy is furious. He doesn't attack those who are meaningless. He attacks those who carry divine fire. Your daughter is chosen. She has something inside her that threatens darkness. And that is why they tried to snare her with this trap. But what was meant for her downfall will become her rising. God says to you directly, do not despair, but do not sit idle. Cry out because your cry carries more authority than you realize. Stand because your stand is the very thing that blocks the enemy's access. Pray because when you open your mouth in prayer, angels are released like fire across the field of battle. Michael says, I order you take this seriously. If you look away, if you shrug it off, if you treat it as if it can wait, then you leave her exposed to the accusations of those who hate her. But if you rise in this hour, if you call on the name of the Lord, then no accusation will stand. God says he is exposing those behind this. A woman who smiled at you, who acted like she was close, who pretended to care, had a hand in pushing your daughter into this corner. A man who envied her, who could not stand to see her shining, added fuel to the fire. God is peeling back the curtain, showing you faces, revealing names. Nothing hidden will stay hidden. Your daughter is not alone. Heaven has not abandoned her. God says her tears are collected in His bottle. Her fear is written before Him, and He will not let this pass unanswered. The hour is late, but not too late. You are reading this because God orchestrated it. He didn't want you blind, He didn't want you surprised. He wanted you prepared, armed, awake. He wanted you to know that though it looks serious, though it looks shameful, though it looks like loss, He is still the God who turns graves into gardens, shame into glory, prisons into testimonies. What they say she was busted with will be exposed for the lie it is. What they tried to frame her with will become the very weapon that convicts them. And you, child of God, you are chosen to carry this burden into prayer, into war, into trust. Don't let the devil whisper that it's over. Don't let your own mind tell you it's hopeless. God says, if you could see what He is already doing, you would be on your knees in gratitude. Not fear. Michael is already moving pieces. Angels are already silencing witnesses who intended evil. Truth is already breaking out. But you must believe this is about your daughter. Don't ignore it. Don't scroll away. Don't postpone. Heaven is shouting. Michael is weeping and commanding. This is serious. If you trust God now, you will see in days ahead how He overturned the plot. You will hear news that shocks you. But instead of ending in sorrow, it will end in wonder. You will realize that this very moment, this message was the turning point, the place where God drew the line and said, enough. God says, your daughter will not be destroyed. She will rise. But right now, you must act in faith. Pray her name. Cover her path. Rebuke the lies. Declare her free. And watch as heaven does what only heaven can do. God says, this is your family. And Archangel Michael is speaking to you with great urgency, with trembling in his voice because this is about your daughter. Michael says, this is very serious and he begs you not to ignore it. He does not speak lightly. He does not cry loudly unless the matter touches the deepest part of heaven. But now the angels are shaking because of what has just been revealed. God says this is about your daughter. She just got busted with something that no one expected. Something that the enemy thought would remain hidden. But heaven has chosen this moment to expose it before your eyes. Archangel Michael orders you to open your heart and listen. For this is not a message of judgment, but a message of protection, of warning, of love that burns like fire. Because God cannot let you walk blindly when the destiny of your child is in question. This is not ordinary. This is not casual. This is life and death for her. And the heavens have pressed this into your soul because you are chosen to stand between the danger and her fragile life. Michael says, do not delay. Do not look away. For every second matters. The truth is burning through the silence, and your daughter has been caught in something that could shatter her life if not stopped now. She has been busted with secrets. Busted with choices that were never meant for her. Busted with the hands of wrong people pulling her into darkness. Busted with the weight of shame she cannot carry alone. God says the enemy whispered into her ears and tried to convince her that no one would ever know. But heaven knew. God says he saw it all. And in his mercy, he has chosen not to punish but to expose so you can rescue, because you are her covering. You are the one chosen to step into the storm and stand as a wall of prayer and love before her. The angels are weeping because she does not even realize the danger she is in. Archangel Michael saw her last night surrounded by influences that did not belong to her destiny. She has been caught with something that does not represent her true identity, and the enemy is celebrating as though he has won.